What's up, guys? It's Braden coming at you for another day today. We want to go through a quick market update. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start off with earnings. We don't have much going on, so we don't have much to talk about in the world of earnings. Um, Tomorrow, Tuesday morning, we got AutoZone, Academy, Ollie's. We got some small ones going through here, nothing major. The big one is going to be tomorrow after close. We got GameStop reporting. A lot of people are anticipating that one. Obviously, GameStop has a huge following behind it for a lot of meme stock interest there. Stitch Fix, Dave and Buster's, nothing real big coming after close besides GameStop tomorrow. Wednesday, Macy's, Adobe, and that's about it there. And then Thursday, after close, we got Broadcom and Costco. Those two would be two ones I'd be looking at a little bit there. And Friday, we definitely don't have any earnings, no big earnings anticipated. Um, so it's not a big earnings week, obviously. We don't have any big ones, any real big top fives coming in this week. So let's go ahead. We are going to bounce out, and I want to talk to you guys real quick. This is the heat map. I'm going to check out the heat map for the day. We are pretty choppy. Obviously, tech didn't do anything crazy today. Nvidia is down 2.5%. That's a big one. Um, The couple of sectors that actually did some good work today is over in the energy sectors, oil and gas, and then materials, gold, steel, copper. Um, those were the ones that really shined today. That and healthcare. Healthcare was also another one that, did really good stuff today. Other than that, we had a lot of choppiness throughout the day and a lot of red throughout the map here. Um, Apple helped floated technology here a little bit, but a big one, Nvidia going down 2.5%. That's pretty big. I want to talk to you guys real quick. If you guys have not used FinViz, great um, platform here for a heat map. Um, I want to show you guys one thing on FinViz here that a lot of people miss out on, and I think it's a very important thing for a lot of people to be able to use. If you come up here, obviously this is the map. If you pop up over here on map it versus bubbles, so click on bubbles. This is just a different way to look at the heat map, but it helps. Of course, we got to add. I'm gonna close up out of that bad boy. Um, it gives you a different way to look at the heat map. So colors are going to be identifying the different sectors, and the size of the bubble determines market cap. Obviously, these big bubbles, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, the big bubbles, big companies. But the cool thing about this bubble chart here is it really easily picks out the big movers. If you like trading off of earnings, if you like trading off of news and when stocks move a lot, it makes it very easy to identify that. Up top here, we got Hershey Company up 10.8% today. Um, Down here, if I can hover over it, Omnicom down 10.5% today. So it makes it very easy to identify the ones that are, moving quite a bit. Comcast down, Charter down, T-Mobile down, Norwegian Cruise down. Um, Up here we got Enphase Energy's up. It makes it very easy to identify those big movers. So, if that's something you enjoy trading off of, um, when it comes to news and earnings and whatnot, this bubble chart just makes it very easy to identify some of those. And of course, one thing with FinViz is you got to deal with ads. Um, but let's go ahead and hop over onto some charts here. I want to talk to you about a few stocks today. Amazon is going to be the first one we're going to talk about. Amazon is moving um, up. They've been in a big uptrend here recently, but they're starting to taper off. I would look for Amazon to have a little bit of a pullback coming in here. Obviously today a little bit down. possibly going to pull back. If they drop below 225, 224 here, 224 being probably the bigger number. If they drop below 224, I might look to see them go down a little bit further. All of these big levels right here come into play. But yeah, if they come below 224, that's where I'd be looking to see them a little bit further down. Um, Apple, yeah, my chart looks like spaghetti out here on this Apple here. Um, Apple has been ripping up. I would look tomorrow to see if Apple can continue to hold up here. If it can hold, I would not hesitate to enter around 245, 246, 246 area. I wouldn't hesitate to enter. I see Apple probably heading right back up tomorrow, if not in a couple days. They've been, ripping up pretty aggressively, so I'd be looking to see Apple go back up. Talk about the SPY real quick. I'm gonna zoom out. SPY is into a little bit of pullback. Obviously, we saw the heat map earlier. Um, we had a lot of red today on some of the bigger stocks in the S&P, so it's pulling back a little bit. If we continue to go red tomorrow, I'd be looking to see it down to the first level I'm looking at is about 602. Um, and if it falls below there, I'm going to be looking 600 probably is the level I'm going to be looking at tomorrow if it decides to continue to pull back past 602. And then past 600, we've got some levels for sure. I mean, we could fall back quite a bit if it wants to pull back. I mean, we're definitely due. Obviously, we've been in a huge run recently here. Um, S&P has been going nuts. Never overstay your welcome, though. Obviously, the S&P, we want to trade it up as most as possible, but we're not going to miss out on, trading it to the downside either. Um, So yeah, if the opportunity presents itself, you don't want to get into a bad trade, but if the opportunity presents itself tomorrow, I wouldn't hesitate to get into the S&P to the downside, and there's definitely we could possibly pull back quite a bit. Past 600, I'd possibly be looking at 595. I'm not sure we'd see that tomorrow though. But yeah, that's gonna be for SPY. Nvidia, obviously, we're pulling back a little bit off of Nvidia. Um, I would probably not fool with Nvidia too much tomorrow. I think we're sitting at a support here. I think we're going to see a little bit of a bounce tomorrow, but that's not one I'd probably be super interested in. Tesla. Tesla here. So, as we all know, Tesla is ripping up as always. It's been a huge bull run. Um, and it is looking good. So right through here with Tesla, man, very obvious support level here. We bounced off of today. Um, I would be looking hopefully for a pullback tomorrow on Tesla, coming back to the support level, and then I would enter and I would probably see that one up. But as always, you got to be careful. Tesla, especially Tesla, moves so quickly. If you're not familiar with trading, options specifically on Tesla, Um, it's one I like to get a very good concrete enter point in my head and a concrete exit point and not try and overstay my welcome because Tesla moves so quickly sometimes that you can get burnt one direction or the other very quickly. So this is definitely a support line I would be looking at. It's held up pretty well, but Tesla it could rip up tomorrow for sure. So that's one that's on my watch list for tomorrow. Another one I want to talk about, Carvana. Carvana, most of us know, it's been ripping up. Um, we're starting to see it pull back a little bit. It's been running for quite a while now and is starting to find a little bit of a top up here. So we see it starting to pull off of that top a little bit, and I would not be surprised to see it pull back. The first big number I'm going to be looking at if it does decide to pull back is around 215 to 220 on a pullback. I really like to pay attention to some of these moving averages. As we can see, this 200 moving average has held up pretty well. Big shout out to anybody that was able to get in down here when it bounced off of this moving average. It was a very technical entry. Um, Came down, bounced off the moving average, took off again, and on top of that, as we can see there, it was a pretty strong level of support um, before it took off of that level as well. So big kudos to anybody got in right here. It was a very technical entry. So um, yeah, for Carvana tomorrow, I'm going to be looking for a pullback, but I would not be opposed to not getting in immediately because it's kind of hard to tell what we're going to be moving at tomorrow with this one. So let's go ahead and keep moving. Try and run through these real quick. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time this evening. Everybody that watches football knows Monday Night Football is coming on tonight. I'm not sure I'll be watching that, but I don't want to take up any too much of anybody's time here. All right, next one on the list. I do want to touch base on SoundHound real quick. Um, if you guys are not familiar with SoundHound, it's an AI stock. It's been running up pretty aggressively over the last 2 weeks. Um, if you're not familiar with it, I would get familiar with it. Maybe do some research on it, read what they're about. They're in the AI world. They're doing a lot of good things in terms of AI. They are obviously running up right now. I've had a lot of questions. Is right now a good time to get in? Oh man, that's a hard one. Is right now a good time to get in on SoundHound when we're off this huge run? I would say no. I would be looking for a pullback. I'd say $10 range would probably be a good range to be able to get back in at. It's hard. Could it continue to rip up? Absolutely. There's nothing stopping it. But I would be looking for a pullback for a better entry point. Um, if you were really into it, you should have been in around. We were getting in 4 to 450 range. So we were getting in down here, like I was talking about earlier, with the 200 moving average. As you can see, it held up on that real well, and once it finally came in contact, it decided it wanted to take off like a rocket ship. Um, it's been doing good things in the world of AI, so like I said, read about it. This could be a very good long-term investment on SoundHound. So um, if we zoom in a little bit here on some of the closer charts, I would really like to see before getting in on it. I'd like to see it pull back a little bit. Back here maybe to $10 and maybe back to just a 200 moving average or something before you got in. Um, it's kind of hard to say when we're taking off this quick. I'm not sure there was any more I want to talk about with you guys today. Was Chewy one? Nah, Chewy's still got a little bit to give back before I have any interest in there. Um, Etsy. Etsy is actually one I'll be looking at tomorrow for, I say tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, sometimes I mean over the next couple of days. And just keep an eye on it tomorrow necessarily, but watch it for the next couple of days for it to go ahead and give all this back here because it's a little bit overdue, a little overextended. Um, Obviously, I have this channel built here, but busted out of there a little bit, but we're touching the 200 MA, which we've done a couple of times here and then gave it right back. If we even go back to way zoomed out on the chart here, a couple years back, um, clearly, we broke through this level, and we've just been channeling down ever since. We've been bouncing off of the 50 MA. I would expect to see it start giving some of that back once again. So that's one I would keep an eye on. And Coinbase. Coinbase is another one. And I think this is going to be the one we're going to wrap it up on. Coinbase, I would be watching up or down tomorrow. Um, I'm looking at it more towards the upside, but we could definitely see it start pulling back for sure. But I would be looking for it on the upside tomorrow. Um, I mean, like right there, that's a heck of a trend line. I would definitely, I'm looking for it to go up, but if it decides to break this trend line or break, through this level, I mean, I would not be surprised if Phyllis got back to 273-ish. Um, but I would be looking to come to maybe touch this trend line and take off. That's where I'm looking at it for tomorrow. Um, Coinbase, though, it's obviously it's been trending up really well recently, so yeah, I wouldn't look for it to do anything other than that. I mean, you see right here, it's poised for a little bit of a pullback here, and then hopefully we're gonna take back off again. So I think that's the one we're gonna wrap it up on. I don't think I had anything else on this watch list I really needed to touch on. Obviously, today just wasn't a great day for trading. It was very choppy. There was some very good moments that were to be had if you knew what you were looking for, but um, overall, there just wasn't a ton of movement. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna see a little bit better movements, and that way we can get some better trading opportunities. But that's gonna wrap it up for today, guys. I want to keep it short and sweet with you, as always. Uh, Make sure you want to get these alerts when I'm putting these videos out, so that way you know in the morning times what to be looking for. Um, Subscribe, drop a like for the video. Really appreciate it, guys. As always, stay safe and make some smart trades, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.